What do we got this time? We got ourselves Big Max. Yo, big man right here making a comeback. Like the Magma man. We got Candy on that group as well. We got Cara playing that Fury Warrior. Look at how stalwart as hell. 14 in the back. And Zooey. Wow, we got all the champs in a single room versus Team Blue with Oleg in there. We got Snoopy in the back. Tommy. TV Kush. Toka and Ziya here. Yo. What's up, boys? How's it going? We got ourselves Toka going up first versus Zooey. As always, boys, good luck and have fun. Be out of stealth unless you are doing. Looks like Zooey's right on top of Toka, who's gonna land that Serpent Sting opener on him. Kidney shot coming out first by Zooey onto Toka. Is gonna go for the pet sack in the opener. So Zooey's only get marginal damage in there. Gonna go for a full kidney shot into a cheap shot, and he always peels out after those two stuns. He doesn't go for a triple cheap shot. Maybe that's a playstyle that he plays for his rogue. It's going to be evasion available for Zooey. Using Crucible in order to get some more damage onto Toka. He has a freezer trap available. Actually goes for re-stealth with Shadow Melt. Zooey knows there's a freezer trap, but decides to walk into it either way. Many bandage coming out. Or maybe he was being careful with that shot, with that trap, and then he thought it was in one area. He's zig when he should have zagged, basically. Get a shot onto Toka. He trickles out of it. It's actually quite huge for Zooey. It's going to get a triple, double cheap shot onto Toka. And Zooey needs to bail out of there. Does score himself a vanish. But that's going to be bleeds and poisons on him. Looking to catch himself a little bit of escape. I've never seen Worgen sprint up until now. They do have different models now. And they look quite good. Dude, he even looks good in the cape. Look at that. Most rogues don't wear capes, but most rogues are not heroes either. And that's going to be a camo for Toka. So that's going to be a reset for both of these guys. Toka getting a camo, Zooey get himself a re-stealth, and he actually finds the rogue into a harpoon right after Zooey. This is the opportunity right now to go for full setup. Stun onto Zooey, trinkets out of it right now. Toka getting hit with a kidney shot. This is where Zooey could go for big damage. Does not have Shadow Blades or anything to follow up. Does he have a cheap shot to follow? Quite a big amount of damage coming out for Zooey though, into a blind on Toka while he's super low. If Zooey can catch himself a bit of a reset, or at least get calm points and wait for the stun DRs, he might be in a good position. He needs to interrupt Toka from going for that mending bandage, because you know Toka is going to go for it as soon as he gets a chance. Zooey actually going to go for a shadowy duel on one of the enemy team members, which is allowed for sub rogues. That is allowed, but it allows Toka a perfect opportunity to get himself a full camo. Zooey is gonna have to wait a little bit longer in the arena. Maybe get some mage food and start eating. That's exactly what he is gonna have to do. He's gonna have to start getting himself food. So hopefully Toka was aware that Zooey is somewhere in the room. Hopefully he's aware that Zooey is most likely recovering from the mage food. I don't think he is. Otherwise, I think he would have been on his trail the moment he saw him. Flare maybe hitting him. Nope, Flare does not hit him, but he gets really close. Zooey, oh, he gets himself Shadow Blades rolling, but that's going to be a freezer trap to stop him, and Toka does not want to break it for any reason. Let those Shadow Blades wear off. Getting a harpoon into Zooey, disengaging right after. Just like him plays straight in Crucible is going to be a stun into Zooey right now. Could be the end to him. Does he have anything to follow? Zooey might need to get counter-offensive. No more Shadow Blades, however. Toka is going to get himself with a pet sack. So Zooey is actually just completely locked out of doing the most amount of damage possible. Getting quite a bit of damage in Toka. Does get him to 50% in a single stun lock combo, but that's going to be manic bandage. Needs to interrupt it. Shadow step at Toka. And Zooey's still in a very bad situation. Does go for a vanish, but at least he stops Toka from getting himself full camo, or full manic bandage. The camo, though, still stick on him. If he can find him, does land a sap. Does deny some of that camo. I guess there's some dots rolling on Toka. And that's going to be Zooey getting hit with a Serpent Sting. Cloaking Shot is coming out in case he's running through any of the traps. This is his opportunity right now. If he can get the most damage right here, this would be perfect. Harpoon by Toka. Does get a Knife Blade. Mark for Death ready for a kidney shot. Manic Bandage is coming out. Trinkets out of it, and Toka is still in a decent spot. Cheap shot. Trinkets out of it immediately. Second cheap shot to follow. Zooey needs to min-max the damage. Does go for a double cheap and looking to bail away out of here for a second stun onto Zooey right now instead. I'm swapping to the wrong person, and Toka is just trying to unleash the most amount of damage among the strikes that are coming out back to back. Needs to get the pet on Zooey right now. Zooey is trying to kite that thing around as best as he can. The dots are still there. That's going to be a shadowy duel off of the Warlock again, as he's going to try to see if he can get himself a little bit of an escape. These guys have had a back and forth for quite a bit of time. I don't know if Toka was able to see where Zooey was, because he did put up some... He did come out to eat food for a second and go into stealth immediately. So Toka was aware where Zui was, at least looking for health bars. He might have had a chance. But that's going to be a reset for these guys yet again. But that's going to be a killing shot onto Toka. Does not have a defensive, it doesn't look like. And that's going to be quite a bit of damage for Zui. Actually getting some huge damage on Toka. Might be enough right here. Toka is landing a stun. Trying to go for damage himself. Popping every CD available. Toka, though, is in a bad spot right now. That's actually going to be a miss on a freezing trap until Zui does run into it. Does get redotted, though. The freezing trap should break. Or I guess it doesn't. Many bandages available for Toka. Recovered quite a bit of health. Zui gonna go for a vanish yet again. Tripping that tar trap though, which puts him out in the open. Toka needs to commit right now for big damage. Needs to put traps on both exits here in the arena. Trap on one side, flare on the other. Needs to look for Zui. He has actually the seeding food down right straight in the middle. Yeah, you know, I don't think you're gonna be able to find him at all. He's looking for him. He's like, you're gonna have to come out of here one way or another. Zui's just gonna hovel up in a corner right now. He doesn't even get him for food. Oh no, Toka, this is the opportunity, man. Oh my god. Oh, tripping that freezing trap as he tried to walk out of there. So Toka put up through traps in one corner, flare on the other. Zui has nowhere else to go. Should have just stuck in the room, man. It was gonna be a ballsy, but should have stuck in there. And Zui's already at about half-ish health. Stun coming out. Zui chickens out of it. Toka has a chicken if he needs to. Doesn't even need to, but he still is going to use it. The pet sack is going to be applied. Zui trying to commit as much damage as possible. Dot applied on Zui. Going to be a blind on the Toka. This way he would have loved to have a chicken for that blind, though. Used to get the pet over there. Going to be yet another shadowy duel for Zui to try to get out of there, man. Should we just allow it? Chat, what do you guys think? Should we ban shadowy duel on an enemy? On an ally, because I allowed it originally for sub rogues because sub rogues don't do nearly as much damage as assassination. Sub rogues have the worst sustain possible, so originally I allowed it, but we might need to make a change to that rule and say that sub rogues can't shadowy duel off of someone else, but we'll have to wait and see, boys. Yeah, what do you guys think? I'll let the chat decide on that one, because originally I allowed sub rogues to shadowy duel off of an enemy player to catch another reset. But you guys in chat can decide. I'll let the chat decide, man. It's kind of like how I allow Shadow Priest, by the way, so we can cut out on a charge trap. Perfect opportunity for Toka. What? I would have dotted Zui. He knows where he's at least. He knows exactly where he's at least. But it's like how I allow Shadow Priest to use Life Swap with an ally in order to stay in a duel. It makes duels that much closer, that much nicer. And Zui, oh my god, Toka just committed every cooldown. I didn't even think he was going to die in the opener. Carry getting hit with a freezing trap immediately, and Toka is just on speed right now for his kill. Now he's feeling very confident. Stun coming out by Carry. That's going to be a pet sack for Toka. Carry could actually go for a bit of cleave off of that pet, making sure to use Whirlwind from time to time. That pet is going to be in a bad situation, putting Toka in a bad situation. If both of them are taking damage, that's actually double Bloodthirst for Carry as well. I'm pretty sure some more healing. Blaze Storm coming out to follow in case there's going to be a stun or maybe a freezing trap, and Carry is continuing to truck damage into Toka. Carry not actually looking that good himself, but he actually looking better than Toka right now. Execute range for both of them right now. Pure on the pen, and Carry's looking quite good. Stun onto Toka. No chicken available. That's a reflecting case. He goes for a freezing trap. Turtle shell coming out for Toka. Still landing a freezing trap on a Carry. And that's going to be manning bandages right out to Carry. Oh, and into a camo. As long as Carry doesn't find you, you should be good. Leaping next to your pet and try to go for a whirlwind, but doesn't land it. Carry still has plenty of cooldowns rolling himself. Still has plenty. He has himself in Rage Regeneration. Has Commanding Shout. And Toka at least gets himself a free, easy out. I was wrong, but Toka is now out of cooldowns except for a trinket. Maybe he'll have himself a pet sag, but Carry... I feel like Carry should have been AoEing the pet. Now he's trying to get the pet low, but shouldn't kill the pet. That's going to be his Underrod Trinket procket here. Oh, Carry, that's... I think your Underrod Trinket procced only one so far. 8 minutes in, 22% dampening, so Underrod Trinkets are going to be a lot less in value from that first duel. Started to Carry, and Toka is still not looking that good. He used to get some distance away from Carry ASAP. And Freezing Trap is going to separate those two. Manic Bandages do come out, but apparently, I guess it was a Crucible dot that kept Toka out in combat, so that's going to be a little bit tough for him. Is going to get dots rolling into Carry back to back, the grenades to follow. But Toka still is in a bad spot, man. He got himself Aspect of the Eagle rolling, got himself Coordinated Strikes. Is getting himself quite a bit of healing right now from the Warlock Hellstone Carry. Gonna go for Blaze Storm, trying not to get stunned or frozen. That's going to be his Rage Regeneration coming out. Toka trinkets out of it immediately, trying to disengage, not giving Carry a lot of opportunity to get a heal. And that's going to be a Freezing Trap reflected. Toka in a bad spot, trying to go for Manic Bandage immediately, but I think it's going to be down for the count as Carry does land that Freezing Trap reflect on on him. And Snoopy, the Feral, is up next with Carry out the open. Not a lot of cooldowns left. Maybe a trinket available. And actually denying the Feral the opener. Snoopy getting hit with a fear. As thorns come out, he trinkets out of it. And is looking a little bit laggy right now. He's like moving back and forth, I think, or something. But that's going to be Carry reflecting a lot of those thorns back up. Wall for Snoopy, just so he can get himself a little bit of a defensive for it. And Carry's going to have quite a hill to climb here with his health where it's at against Snoopy. Those bleeds are going to be huge. And I guess all you can really do is maybe go for Eye and Mage Food. He's going to go for Mage Food immediately as soon as he can. Snoopy is going to be forced out of behind the pillar. Even going for Travel Form just to catch up to Carry faster. But I gave Carry a couple ticks of food immediately. Strict coming out for Carry, stun into Snoopy. This way Carry could go for some crazy damage right now if he has the opportunity. The Snoopy trying to get the bleeds up and running, and Crucible just trying to do whatever he can. Just let the dots do a lot of the work. Carry having to leap away. Might have to go for a charge with Snoopy. Try to go for a reflect. Almost reflected that root, and that's going to be him going down. Those bleeds are completely just deliberating. Ooh, that's tough, man. That's tough. Is Fortune next? Or is it Canny? Canny is up next. Okay, he's letting Snoopy at least get a full reset here. And Canny getting opened up by the Feral. Snoopy does not have a trinket, so Canny has himself a perfect opportunity. Ring of Frost onto Snoopy in the opener, since he can't polymorph him. If Canny can go for a full setup, Snoopy does have one wall though. Meteor coming out. It's going to be a full combust coming in for the Mage. Wall for Snoopy is going to get a root onto Canny right now. If Canny can somehow get out of the root, get next to Snoopy, he might have a chance. Snoopy trying to heal as much as possible. Can Canny blink on top of him? That was full combust though. That is rough. Snoopy made sure to get that root in there. Polymorph trying to come out onto Snoopy. He does shift into cat form for a moment. Into a short stun onto Canny. Trinkets out of it. Needs to get himself a Dragon's Breath right now. Snoopy continuing to get heals from the Underrod Trinket. Fireball coming out for Canny. He's playing out for all his cooldowns, all his health. He's even going to probably use that Cauterize in order to keep himself afloat. Snoopy trying to get those bleeds up and running ASAP. Letting those bleeds be huge for Canny. Cauterize coming out. He blocks it. Needs to stay in block for the damage to not go through. Snoopy knows that he needs to stay in block, so he's going to go for regrowth. Getting interrupted on the regrowth right after. Ring of Frost to follow. Has a trinket though. Actually, no, getting still interrupted. Wait, what? He actually leaped over the Ring of Frost. Didn't even worry about it at all. Meteor coming down. Has a wall available. Canny trying to get some scorches in there. Short stun onto Canny. I think Snoopy has him here. Trying to get those last few Crucibles in. Big bite to follow. And Canny does go down. Fortune is up next. Trying to capitalize on the fact that Snoopy has no cooldowns. Insta trinket out of that bash. Snoopy is going to be able to have a bit of a leap. Has a trinket if he needs to. No wall available. Tried to power shift out of those fists, and he is successful at doing that. Get himself a swift man right after. Fortune got his images up and running again. Trying to get a slow into Snoopy. A short stun onto Fortune. Does he get a root to follow? I think actually Snoopy might want to stay in there with thorns a little bit. Try to get a Crucible into Fortune, but he does land a little bit of damage needed in order to score that kill. Oleg having to go. Oh, what the? Whoa! What? Fortune, how'd you get so low in health? Huh? Was it the bleeds from Snoopy that just continued to tick on? Has a karma immediately will that touch of death onto Oleg. He just tried to wait. Whoa, he's Affliction Warlock right now. Using new ways onto Fortune. Fortune better start healing through those dots. Vivifies are coming out. Oh my god, he still doesn't have any health. What happened? Was that his wall that gave him a little health? Was that a trinket? That must have been a trinket or something. Because I said, like, how is that man low on health? Like twice. Hello? What? And Oleg, though, he's still in there, man. I guess Snoopy's bleeds were doing quite a lot of work. Oleg actually not pushing in at all. He's just letting the pets do all the work. Trying to get the pet succubus CC to happen. Not going to happen, though. Fortune's most likely going to interrupt the pet if needed. And just healing back there. 51% dampening, not letting him do that. This is where the Affliction Warlock has a chance here against Fortune. Needs to get on top of him. Start getting the dots rolling. Shortest roll in the world for Fortune. In cap to Oleg. And if Oleg can go for a succubus CC right now, his pet actually get hit with a stun. Just needs to maintain some form of dots onto Fortune. That's all you need to do, Oleg. That's all you need to do. And there's a pet on the side. Succubus CC, I think, was trying to come out, but didn't happen. Unfortunately, using that ring again to keep Oleg away. Oleg, man, you just gotta walk at the guy. Hit him with a horror effect or something. Try to maintain the dots. Corruption and Agony and whatever other dots he has are on him. There's a Fury coming in for Fortune, trying to get counter-offensive here. Fury to follow by Oleg. Fortune actually has cooldowns coming up very, very soon. Almost has his Karma back up. Karma actually is up, and Oleg has himself reflect. I don't really know if that can reflect a lot of the Karma damage. Using a Warlock Gateway to get away from Fortune. He's trying to min-max the damage here into a succubus. You see he breaks out of it immediately. Oleg going to go for that wall right now. Does he have anything at all? Does need to be up on Fortune. Using Crucible right now. Does get the pet up and running to increase the duration of those dots, but Fortune looks like he's going to be surviving that just fine. Ziya is up next. Oleg, I feel like, had an opportunity, but he just simply did not take it. Super sad to see that, because I wanted to see Affliction Warlock do well. That's going to be in-cap to Fortune with a leg sweep to follow right after this. Furia, and oh my god, Fortune goes down immediately to Ziya. Big Max is last one standing. You got Timmy Kush and you got Ziya on Team Blue. Big Max does not have a lot of healing to work with here. 60% dampening. This is going to be super rough. And Ziya is all the way on the other side of the pillar. Traps are already get upline for Big Max. He is running that steel trap, which is quite huge against a lot of these guys. Does get a root, but also an extra bleed to follow. Stun onto Ziya. Trick is out of him really into a disarm onto Big Max. And just try to roll up next to him. Karma already. So Big Max is just going to sprint out of there. Here's a Tiger's Lust. That's Tiger's Lust aspect of the cheetah. Just bailing out of there, man. Bit of a fight to follow for Ziya, however. Big Max has cooldowns rolling, but that pet is not going to be enough by himself. In-cap onto Big Max, and Ziya has a freezing has a Fist of Fury, but the freezing trap is going to stop him in his place. Did not have a leg sweep to follow. And that's going to be a little bit of just a variety of dots. You got a Mally in there. You also got ourselves Surplus Sting in there. You got Seal Trap in there. There's a bleed. Leg sweep coming out into Big Max. He has a trinket if he needs to. Ziya feeling pretty confident right now. No wall needed. No Karma needed. Has wall. Big Max popping a turtle shell, but as soon as Ziya bails out of there, he's lobbing the grenades in there, man. So Big Max still just playing that very clutch, very risky game. He's not going away. He's not even using his heal. He doesn't even have a manic bandage, it looks like. Or maybe he feels like it's not worth it this late of a duel. Just going to use Crucibles onto Ziya. Let the dots do work, and that's going to be a steel trap, stun to follow. Ziya doesn't have a trinket. That's going to be a couple grenades for Big Max. Karma available almost soon for Ziya. If he can live it long enough, he'll be fine. But that's going to be kill commands by the pet, and down he goes. Next time, it's going to be Timmy Kush playing out also Survival Hunter, lobbing grenades at Big Max, but it's going to be a freezing trap to stop him in place. Timmy is trying to, he does see around a little bit of a manic bandage. Maybe Big Max is not even using that for a heal, but just to take the dots off of him. But that's going to be Timmy Kush's pet, getting the stun into Big Max. Doesn't quite kill him. Big Max barely has any health. Timmy trying to go for a harpoon. Does land the harpoon finally. Grenade lobbed onto Big Max. Big Max doesn't have any health at all left, and down he goes. With this high dampening, there's not a lot you could do, dude. Oh my goodness. Everybody got to play here, didn't they? Yeah, literally everybody got to play. What the hell? Woo, alrighty, boys.